church administration, law, and finance, how to deal with sexual misconduct and abuse in the church. Hello, everyone. I am Danielle Anglin, and when I was taking this class, I learned a whole lot. And what really stuck out to me was the parts about how to deal with sexual misconduct and abuse in the church. Probably because of what I've been through in my life, it just really stuck out to me. As a church, we already have things in place, but I feel it's important, um, and it made me look in the cracks. And so I just want to share with you some things that I took away from this class, and hopefully it helps you as well. 3 points I took away from this class: children and student workers. Um, there needs to be, you need to have boundaries to help lessen the occurrence of sexual abuse in minors. And you need to have plans and actions in place already for when that does happen. Offenders on the list, an action plan to have when a registered sex offender starts attending your church, and then how you can apply it to your church right now. So, some easy boundary guidelines are social media or cell phones. No adult should be sharing his or her social media or cell phone with students. You can have your leaders communicate through the church's social media or have a call with the parents and leader and set that up through them so that you're never crossing that boundary of just the one-on-one. The two-person rule: never have one adult with one student, making sure that there's no room for a misunderstanding, and keeping potential risks of misconduct between adults and students away. It just makes it easier that way. How can they cross that line if they're never just left alone? Mentors should be male and female and female. Mentorship should be known by the pastor if a student and adult are under their ministry. It's just good practice to know who's mentoring who inside of your ministry. So, what should you do if a registered sex offender comes to your church? What checks and balances do you already have in place? Did they come to you? Did someone else tell you? On your phone, you can have an app. I personally have an app on my phone that has the registry on there already. So I'm constantly looking in my area. There's a map where you can search different places. Um, you can have a conditional attendance agreement. And in this agreement, it's a legal document that you can have, and the risk management AG has a sample one that you can have to kind of go off of. But in this agreement, it's basically the offender cannot work with minors. They cannot transport minors. The offender may not attend children's or teens functions at your church. Um, and a chaperone must be designated to observe this person at all times. I really like how they said you don't have to follow the person into the bathroom. You just need to be aware of where they are at all times. It just makes it a safe place for your church and makes it a safe place for your community. And if the person isn't okay with you having these conditional agreements, then maybe they're going to your church for the wrong reasons. So, how can you apply this to your church today? You could hold a meeting with your lead pastor to see what procedures are already in place at your church, and you can bring up the conditional attendance agreement and talk about what that would look like at your church. And then you can go to your church board and present that to them as well and talk about updating their procedures to better fit your community as it grows. You could set up trainings with the adults that are working with students, more than just the mandated reporter training, which is great. But I think for some adults, especially if they're volunteers, just having a little more ideas and going over the different boundaries and stuff instead of just telling them that that's what they need to do. Um, Every church should be doing live scans at this point in California. It is part of the law, so you need to have your um, ORI number ready to give to and present to student workers and children's workers and nursery workers, that it all needs to be in place and get that done. Knowing that we can never guarantee 100% stopping misconduct and sexual abuse in our church, but we can make sure that we're doing our best to prevent it and protect our students and our leaders. You can't ever say 100% that it's not going to happen, but you can tell parents and children that this is a safe place and these are the things that we have in going in order in our church to make sure that it doesn't happen. I hope this helped you and have a great day.